Hello, beloved. Welcome to this session, the first session in our series, the over 350 series on the truth that I started off with an introduction in the previous video that many of you have been asking. Today we are discussing the law of oneness, understanding our universal connection, how we are all interconnected. We said the previous session that this is in the introductory session that this is the whole truth, the bigger truth. Even among the laws that we discussed, there is the law of divine oneness, and in this session we are going to dive a little deeper so that we can know how to best take advantage of this connection that we have with each other and with everything in this universe. Since many of you have been asking from the Christian background, I thought I would start off with the biblical foundations on oneness to understand this concept very well, that we are one with the Father and one with everybody. In John 17:21-23, there is what is called the only prayer that Jesus Christ prayed in his whole life, where he prayed that it's actually titled Jesus Prays for the World, that they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, that they also may be in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me, and the glory which thou gavest me I have given them, that they may be one as we are one, in them and thou in me, that they may be perfect, made perfect in one. Brothers and sisters, we are here in this universe to seek this divine oneness with everybody and with everything. It is where we come from and where we return, and we're here on this exploration journey to know this truth and return back to that oneness in perfect joy, having served in this physical realm. In John 14:20, Jesus is quoted to have said that at that day, ye shall know that I am in the Father, and ye in me, and I in you. And this, every time you see in these spiritual books any writing about I am, me, it is not referring to the speaker. It is referring to that, the me that is also in you, that is in everybody. And we are all one in that part, in that way of looking at things. In John 15:4-9, again, Jesus is quoted as having said, abide in me and I in you. As the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine, no more can ye, except ye abide in me. I am the vine, ye are the branches. One of the great secrets that you will ever learn in this universe is the secret of I am. We shall have a specific session on that. I am, which is actually me, which is existing in everybody and in everything that has ever been created. It's the primary consciousness, the primary truth of everything. And one of the ways to understand it well is, especially where there is I am, you add is. I am is, I am is. Because every time someone speaks, even in that time of Jesus, people think Jesus was speaking of himself, but he's speaking as I am, because you also speak as I am. And this is a very simple thing. I don't know why people don't understand it when we talk about this oneness. The I am is pre-existing in everybody and it's the source of everything. Probably more later in this when we do the session on I am and its power and how to tap into it and honor it. In John 14:10-30, I'll just quote a little of it. Jesus again is quoted as saying, believest thou that I am in the Father and the Father in me? He was rebuking them that you don't believe that I am in the Father and the Father is in me, that I am is the Father. And the Father is in me, because I am is me. If you meditate about this, like we said, we really need to go inside to understand these concepts. You will get it clear, and once you get it, you will, live an illuminated life. And Jesus continued to say that the words that I speak unto you, I speak not of myself, but the Father that dwelleth in me, he doeth the works. Now, this is the core principle, to understand that at the essence, at the start, there is only one being, which is the Great Spirit, the Great Source, the Father, that many people call God, in whatever name, in our different cultures. And for this Great Spirit, the Great Consciousness, once it starts to be conscious and starts to be aware of itself, then it acquires mind. That's why we discuss in understanding this law of oneness, we discuss this concept of mentalism. It is, I think, the first law in among the Hermetic principles. Those who are familiar, I told you I did a book which is freely available on the laws of the universe, and there are several other versions. I've also just been expanding on what other people have written. This law of mentalism tells us that the all is mind, that you must have a mind to do something before anything can be done. Before anything can be, it must appear in the mind. And the mind is this beginning consciousness of forming things. And this law teaches us that there is no independent mind. We are all linked to a universal consciousness that encompasses all living beings and that has ever lived, both the seen and unseen. Our thoughts are not isolated, but part of a greater network of this universal mind that we call God, we call the Father, we call Source, we call the Great Spirit. And this means that for us who want to understand, tap into this divine oneness, we must go beyond the ego, what many people call the earth guide only. This individual, we said individual means that which is divided beyond more division, because it is the Father that has subdivided into all the things and the people that we see. At an individual level, we get this identity that we think is the real thing. Yet the reality is that I am that is existing in everybody and in everything. And by entering into relaxation and releasing this small identity that you think you are, which is not real in a sense, because you are many things. When you say, I am a father, I am Gerard, I am a student, I am going to this, it is the I am is the only primary reality. The other things are circumstantial, situational things that are changing all the time. So this, by entering into a relaxed state and releasing the ego, we can connect to a universal torrent, universal energy extension of possibility that contains all information in the universe. I already told you about accessing what they call the Akashic records. All data is available in your heart. Everything that has ever happened and will ever happen in this world is already pre-existing. You just have to tune in, and you start to get these glimpses as and when they are necessary for your knowing. And this state allows us to transcend our limited perspective and access much greater wisdom. Many people usually ask where knowledge comes from, where understanding comes from, where it is an exploration of self. We are all, that's why there is that maxim of know thyself and you will know God and you will know the whole universe. And to understand this better really is to understand this principle of energy exchange, because once you're aware of yourself, there is an energy, there is the power of making things be that starts working within you. And that power is what, starts off everything. Through conscious breathing, we become familiar with this and we become a movement of light. We say that source everything is life, because you become like, I'm able to move my hand because there's a power in me that tells me I can move. And it's so fast that it's beyond thinking. Even the words that I speak, where they are coming from, they cannot be a result of thinking as many people might take it. There is a connection that you make to a source that is infinite, that is ever present, and it depends on the kind of connection and what you see there, because it is the only existence and it contains the all in this world. That's why we're talking about God as the all, or the Allah, or the universal consciousness, or the great spirit that contains everything, or the Holy Spirit. And holy means whole one, the one spirit that is ever full and is aware of everything that is going on and has ever gone on and will ever be. And this is the true light that we can access when we tune in through conscious breathing, and we understand that exchanging energy with everything around us is what is happening every day, from the thoughts that we have, the feelings, the actions that we do. We are but exchanging energy, because there has to be that power that moves, that makes things to become, to be and then come. We shall again explore that concept of becoming. So this awareness reveals an interconnected nature of all electrons. As we have seen in science, we are told that atoms now are made up of electrons, protons, and neutrons. So all those smaller parts that make up any item, anything in matter. The chakras, which are the energy centers, as in Sanskrit, we are told they are energy centers, and we usually concentrate on the 7. We shall again have a session on those and how to tap into them. And the whole energy patterns of the universe are open for our access and our influence. We influence them and they influence us. That's why it is extremely important that we are cautious and conscious of how we are tuning into the world, what we are seeing, what we are recognizing, what we are acknowledging, because that which we acknowledge is what we are bringing into reality. We contribute to this co-creation of the world that we are in. And this is experienced through what we call imagination, because we are saying we are part of this eternal mind. The eternal mind manifests through imagination. Like I said, we need to observe the power of words. Imagination comes from two words, image and nation. So you create a nation from the images that you are building. At the essence, at your core essence, you are able to come up with these images of the unseen, and that's what becomes what we see in the seen world. And without imagination, creation ceases. There cannot be creation. Even what you call food, eating, moving the hand, you must first envision it. You must first see it in the unseen world in order to make it be. So, and this is at the center of what you call reality creation. What we think is real, or the reference to the reality of the power of the EL, of the L, those who know the names of God from the Hebrew, from the traditional, that reference to what is real is actually what does not change. But usually we create our own things on an ongoing basis because we keep referring to this true reality that is the Father, that is the source of everything, of all power in this universe. And when we imagine we participate in this creation of a continuous reality, the reality, everything is real because you have created it and it's there. But otherwise, there is a bounding possibility. What now in science they are calling the quantum of possibilities. There are millions of possibilities of what I could be doing right now, of what I could say. But what I choose to bring into being now is what pertains. And this is the whole dance of co-creation that we are in. And here we understand that all matter came into being because someone imagined it first, thought of it, felt it, and brought it to be. And then people also experience it through this whole process of understanding from what is already within and imagining what it is to them. And this is the transformation that we need to tap into to change reality. To know that to change reality, we must first imagine new possibilities. So if you're in a situation where the situation is not desirable and you need to change it, we must tap into the divine mind, the universal mind, and then attempt to change it towards the situation that we want. It's what all of us are engaged in throughout. But those who are in control, those who know the truth, know that this is what is going on, and we begin to imagine, to plan all the plans of countries, of families, of New Year resolutions, of everything that you are doing and will ever do is actually about imagination, because this is not merely fantasy, but a fundamental creative force of the universe. And by consciously directing our imagination, we align with the divine creative process and become active participants in shaping the reality that we experience instead of being passive observers. Many of us have come here with all this power to connect to everything else, to talk to the stars, to talk to the water, to the plants, to the fire, to the soil, but we live as just observers, yet we are one with all these things that exist in the universe. And just to understand it at a little practical level, because I don't want to come and talk to you about this and then leave it at a theoretical level, is to understand sacred geometry. Like we said, in the beginning, we are told there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. those of you who follow the Bible. If you look at many other cultures, it's not different. That we're told the world was created by voice, but what the voice first created was light. If you look at many of the stories, and the things just appeared because something was said. So there is power pre-existing within being, what is called sacred geometry and sound. Many of you might have heard about the stories of the pyramid and the power. Of course, they talk about the great pyramids in Egypt, but a pyramid just means power, fire in the middle, because we are told the great spirit is like fire, is fire, is an energy that is burning and changes things and creates new things. And this fire in the middle is actually like an octahedron, the one that I've shown you here. And it has fire in the middle. There is a power up, we said, in heaven and on earth. And in the middle there is you to, keep brewing this fire in order to influence what is below by tapping from above. And this sacred shape helps us access our higher self inside this pyramid that we are in. I see many religions, especially the Jews, they have this, what they call the Ark of David. It's the same principle that we are living in the middle. There is upper and lower, and we are the in between that are supposed to bring higher powers to the lower connection here and create the heaven on earth. And we become one with this divine force when we connect to this entire network of creation and knowing these powers. But to make them work, there is sacred sound. Sacred sounds like the Om, or Om. You will hear many people, you know, do their mantras, and some of them focus on this. There is that, even when we talk and they will answer, across the world, there is a primordial sound that is the beginning of everything. And if we can tune into it and use it, we can use it to create energies that can move things towards that which we want. And we can tune all particles in this quantum reality, in this, what we call the universe, because everything is related to you and you're related to it. And these frequencies, we have to understand them and know these cosmic frequencies that can help connect all things, and including celestial bodies like all planets, Jupiter, the stars, the Orion constellations, allowing to transcend ordinary limitations. You read in your spiritual books, they tell you that when you're born, everything in the world is celebrated. In my church where I go, in the Catholic Church, we are told that you are a living epistle of the Creator. You are the one that has come here to bring light. We are told we are the star. When you see those stories of the star, the Magi following a star to come and see the Savior, all these are allegory to tell you strong stories of what you need to tap into within yourself to know that you are the one that has brought the ultimate light to come and create clarity in this world. And like I told you, those who are ready, who understand this, you can sign up for our courses and coaching, our free courses that are available, even paid ones. You can check them in the video description here to go deeper and understand and become a conscious creator of what is happening. But our job, whether you want to create or whether you don't want, we have to know that we have to get towards this divine alignment by aligning our frequency. Remember, if we are saying there is an existing power, an existing energy, and this energy has to start moving for things to happen, and it has to move at a frequency that aligns with that which we want to see, to achieve. And when we align with these frequencies, for example, we are told in the formation of our DNA, there are frequencies like 5 to some people, the osophageal frequency is something you need to study. I think we shall do a whole session on sound so that we can understand it. There are waves, sound vibrates at a given frequency, and these waves that are being created have different levels of power and can affect both your things at a ethereal level, at a mental level, but also right here at the physical level, and including our bodies and the things that we see. There are many experiments. You can go on YouTube and check. Sound is used to even cut through stones. It can move objects. And it means these very, very words that we are saying. It's at the center of everything. Many of us are living in this world because of the things that have been said. And we also exist because of the words that were told to our mothers. When you go in, you understand, this truth, and know that sound is at the basis of this. But ours is to keep attuning to these frequencies. We realize that we are not going anywhere because we are the ones choosing. Rather, everything is flowing through us as we become conduits of universal energy. We are the ones that are happening in this world. The absolute Father, the God, the source is living life through us. And we are the ones oscillating between everything extreme, the different extremes, and we just have to be aware and consciously choose that what we want, whether it's enlightenment, peace, joy, love, reason, acceptance, willingness, neutrality, courage, pride, anger, desire, fear, grief, apathy, guilt, shame. All of them are at one pole, going between one extreme to the other. And we just have to grow by knowing which way I want to tune, and then we can live in that alignment. But to be at perfect union with the Father, we have to be in this void, the 0 point. The 0 point is the real Father point. Before creation starts, the real potential point is entering this void of perfect joy. What Jesus said, to go inside in the secret room, because at that level, everything is neutral and you're the one deciding where it is you want to go, what you want to focus on, and what you want to co-create with the Father. Now, by reaching this state of void, that's why we have to meditate, we have to contemplate, we have to go within, to be mindful, to make the mind be still, so that we can access this void of complete nothingness, where we experience perfect understanding, perfect joy, the real situation of the Father. This state transcends ordinary happiness, connecting us with the infinite potential of pure being, where you are not worrying or thinking about anything, and then you allow things to emerge, and you open yourself to possibilities of communication from the divine. It's the kind of state, once you understand your divine oneness with everything, that we need to enter. And this can also be reached through accessing, joy. Of course, it can start from happiness, from laughter. Laughter can be used as a frequency for those who laugh. We are told that we can create a pattern of frequency through laughter. The natural human expression releases endorphins, enzymes within your body that signal to our brain, and the brain is the real orbit of reception that receives from this perfect oneness, the Father. At our brain, that laughter tells, these endorphins tell our brain that everything is fine, literally, and lighting up our eternal frequency to be able to attract that which we want in life, and to live this life in more, to experience the things that we want to, by not focusing on them, giving them the power that is already within. And this means that we must live beyond the survival mode. Our society right now, we're facing a lot of challenges. Every time people wake up, they are complaining about the governments, about the people, about their neighbors, about religion, about the weather, about the climate. It is you, what you want to pick is what you will pick. Otherwise, the world has been here before. There have been many changes across the many centuries, tens of thousands of years ago, millions of years actually. Things are created and uncreated by our own expression as the beings that have been sent on this physical world to make it the way we want. But we have to be able to tune into that divine oneness. So our society conditions us to believe in scarcity and struggle, but you are being called in this era to, think about these things at a higher level of knowing you're one with everything, and you can consciously decide to tune into that which you want, and not to give your energy and attention to the things that you don't want. And when we trust the universal mind, knowing that the universal mind where we come from, loves us and is ever with us, and will bring to us those things that we want or we want to experience and experience life well. And that whatever we might think is not good is also good for our learning so that we can mature towards better states. We open ourselves to receiving rather than constantly striving in complaints. And this is best understood through this fact that we are in this oneness, we're in a cosmic economy of energy exchange. We exist in a perpetual economy of energy exchange. When we inhale, for example, we inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide, which nourishes plants, which in turn provide us with oxygen. So you see many human beings think they are separate from plants. Yet without plants, we wouldn't even exist. Neither can they exist without us. This in turn creates electrons and energy, which powers all the activities that we do in this world, in this universe. And this principle of the economy, it runs on the principle of balance. All the laws are guided by balance. Once you are very happy, you must face something that will turn you back to balance. You cannot live beyond balance. Please understand these laws of the universe. So many times we think we're experiencing, but we are always being drawn towards balance. So energy received must be repaid and energy given must be acknowledged. These are principles, these are laws, they apply to everybody, and we must know them and attempt to apply them in our life. And this cosmic accounting system ensures balance throughout the universe. Through the exchange may not always be immediate or direct, but whatever you send out, we are told among the laws, there is the law of cause and effect. Whatever you send out, you will receive. Whatever you do, you receive the effect of. We have free choice, but we do not have choice over the repercussions of what we choose. So, and this is what is happening. Bring us back to, perfect balance within the world. And that's why many people talk about karma and the whole pattern of healing trauma, because we are connected to everything up to the Father, up to our ancestors. Many people carry energetic traumas that affect this energy exchange. Many of us have impacted each other in different ways across this life and the previous lives. And by suspending judgment and understanding the energy dynamics at play in this world, we can facilitate healing and restore balance of our personal and collective energy system. We have a past, and this past is influencing what is now and what will ever be. And we can tune in really to any state and correct it and come back to perfect balance of knowing we are all just expressing and at different levels of knowing. And it is this process that is bringing forth the maturity and the things that we see and we're able to benefit from. That's why we are called to live beyond criticism, beyond judgment. We are told the law is love your neighbor as you love yourself, because we are all one being experiencing itself within this world. But above all, the choices we make are because of the kind of light that we have within our life. So when we criticize people, especially the current criticism that is in this world, criticizing people with power, with wealth, we create opposition and resistance. Instead of judging, we can ask what led to their success and focus on our own development, that we can experience the good that we desire if we can also know that it belongs to us and we tune into it, just like they did. The people we think are powerful in this world, remember, we all have the power. Some are powerful, some are powerless. You must strive to be that one who is powerful. But again, remember, the greatest power is the power over your own self, your own part of the greater self, which is we're calling the divine mind or the universal mind. So we are saying that we can expand really our being beyond the survival, beyond thinking other people are the ones stopping you from being what you are, to know that it is accessible to you. Start seeing it, imagine it, and it will come to you. It's how everything has come to be. And this is the natural expansion of life. And we are saying in nature, all beings seek to expand. We look at trees, they create a vast network of trees, of branches, of leaves. Everything you plant is naturally expanding all the time. And so are we as humans. Trees create vast networks above and below the ground, and they use birds and insects as workers to extend this territory, from pollination to the whole growth and feeding nutrients. So rather than seeing this as negative, we can recognize it as a natural order of growth and adaptation. Whatever is going on, whether there are people you see as above you, as below you, see the best you can tap from them and go on to grow, but focus on that which you want, your own good, your own God, which is what has brought us here. And if we can continue to that focus, but that focus, if you focus only on self, then you will have lived half the story, half the life. The divine oneness we're talking about brings forth a mutual benefit. So the true expansion accommodates the benefits of all. That's why we are told we are here to serve. There is no fruit that eats itself. Look at all plants. All flowers grow so that you can, enjoy them, enjoy their scent, enjoy their feeling. All trees blossom and grow so that you can enjoy them. So what are you doing in this world? What are you benefiting? So part of our tapping into this divine oneness is to be able to contribute to the mutual benefit of not just other humans, but other beings, other creations in this world. Nature never judges expansion of others, but seeks to benefit from it. The universe operates as an interconnected system where each part supports the other parts in a complex dance of giving and receiving. And this is the level we are called to play at. What are you giving and receiving? We must be in this conscious economy of giving and receiving in order to benefit best from what we want. And it's why it's called the universe, united verse, united song, united symphony. And we see, for example, insects help plants, plants help humans, humans help bees, all are helped by soil and water, by fire, and the universe is an interweaving of instruments and sounds that make a uniform song that we call the universe. Things are going on because of so many other things. You eat because there is soil, there is water, there are nutrients, there are insects that are transferring these nutrients and breaking them down. So you are not really independent as you might think. But this whole orchestra that we live is a result of an interconnection of a supreme power that exists and has created all these different parts to come and express here. And you are here with this power, and you can contribute to this whole. And the question is, what sound are you sending out there in the universe? What sound are you sending so that you can receive back the kind of songs, the kind of strains that you want? We learn that each being in this universe contributes to this economy. You cannot avoid it. It is what it is. And our consciousness, our awareness of being, your awareness of who you are, and what you can be is what rules this. And it allows us to perceive the connection between seemingly separate parts, revealing the harmonious whole, that at the end we are all one being helping and building each other. And by becoming aware of this unique contribution, of our own unique contribution and the contribution of other things in our life, we can align our sound with the greater composition. One time I went to train pastors for a friend who is, I think, a bishop of Ankole, and I was telling them that until you see that milk is the same as grass, and that all of that exists in the soil, you have not begun to master the real understanding of this world. If you just look at milk and you think you are taking milk, if you don't see that everything in this world is present within the soil, then you will not understand why they tell you that you are made from soil. And this is the kind of realization we are saying we should help each other to come to, so that we have an expanded consciousness, an expanded awareness, where we know that in this state of knowing, we live better, we know better, because we are all building ourselves and building each other together with all other creations. Because when we live in an unconscious state, in the unconscious state, we perceive only fragments of reality and not the connections between them. And awareness is limited to immediate concerns like your brothers and sisters, your family, your country, your tribe, without the bigger perspective and concept of creating which this creates a sense of separation and isolation, which is what understanding this law of divine oneness and this whole helps, that you have to know everything you do is affecting everything. all the activities you do, all the thoughts you send out there. So you can learn and start sending out loving thoughts. If you want something to change, change out a thought that changes it, because everything, as we shall learn when we cover thoughts and feelings, emanates from these thoughts, because it's how we transfer the divine seed. But when we awaken to this reality very well, as consciousness expands, we begin to notice patterns of relationships, and we develop the power of paying attention. And we pay that attention with intention. We shall again dive deeper into all these concepts, extending our energy in awareness and wisdom. And this allows us to receive information from all our relationships. Remember, everything is just information. Information is information. Things are being formed. They are not real. All the time they are being formed. What you hear on the radio, on the TV, on the internet is not real. It's being formed in your life. It is always information, and you can decide what will form and what will not. Otherwise, you're going to live by the formations of others, and they're going to impact you. And remember, power and influencing others is sweet for many people, and they don't bother to stamp on you and to make you live under their beacon and call. So we must rise up to this unified perception, which is true consciousness that puts together what was previously seen as separate pieces. We recognize in this divine oneness that we recognize ourselves as integral parts of a living system rather than isolated individuals. And this holistic perception reveals the interconnected nature of all existence. And we know that we can impact it, and it's why we are here. And partly, we are being helped by technology. Right now, I'm here on this session on Zoom. I'm communicating something that many of you will access at different times beyond my own knowledge. But I know that I'm sharing it to people, even as I say it now, it is reaching out to people out there. And many people today are worried about technology. Some even call it technology. Whatever way you look at it, there is nothing that is coming outside of the Father, that is coming out of the great source. Whatever is there for a purpose and is there to teach you, and we must harness the benefits from it so that we can achieve conscious integration using technology to enhance our interconnectedness, our oneness with everything, to increase our awareness development by growing an understanding of our universal relationship, and of course, responsibility recognition, acknowledging our role in the planetary evolution. How can we contribute to things that are happening in all different parts of the world? So instead of worrying about technology and its impact, we need to grow in awareness of our power and relationship with all the universe, and plan to use this technology to increase our interrelationship and understanding between interdependent species within this universe. Technology is the means of achieving, and we can tap into it, whatever technology that is before us, and it has been improving and it will continue to improve, including now in this era of AI with the current worries that are happening. It's because it has come to take you to a higher level, to make things quicker, to tell you that you have always been connected to information. You no longer have to struggle with books, with physical copies. All these revelations are coming to take you to a higher level. It's why we are telling you we are changing, and if you don't change, they tell us change will change you. So technology itself is neither good or bad, just like water, just like soil, like light, like fire. It is an extension of human consciousness. And as we evolve, our tools can either separate us from the nature or help us to recognize and strengthen our connection. So the key lies in our intention and the awareness as we develop and apply these technological tools. So in our oneness journey, we must embrace technology, but we must embrace it consciously in order to build the interconnectedness instead of building hate, building lies, building disconnections, where we create disintegration in the world. But as it is, all this will happen until the universe balances and realizes that we have been in this one whole. And in conclusion, what we are talking about is that we are the universe that is evolving, and in this planet, the plan, the ET, those who have, when we go deeper into these things, you'll understand that we are not on the planet or the earth, we are the planet or the earth, because we contribute to everything. And this fundamental shift in perspective transforms our relationship with the natural world from one of separation to one of identity. What I want to see is what I put in my mind, is what I put in my feelings, is what I communicate. because I know I'm a conscious creator of that which can happen in this world. And this is the collective responsibility we are called to raise into, because we are all one and we can affect everything. We are not here to save the planet. We are the planet that is evolving. One action, our actions aren't about rescuing something external, but about taking responsibility for our own collective evolution as, the earth. And I usually tell people, if you look at the word earth and the word heart, you will know that it is the same word. When you look at it the other side, if you bring H this side, it becomes heart. You take H the other side, it becomes earth. It is the source of this expression of the emanation of the great power, the great spirit that we call God, where we're coming from. And we are here to build this, life, to build this harmonic contribution, where we are all contributing the different parts to create, an existence that gives glory to the whole power that exists. And we have to make the best song that is good in the whole orchestra. Each of us contributes on Earth's symphony. Don't expect that there will be forests if you don't plant trees, or if you don't protect those that are already there. So by aligning our individual notes with the greater harmony, we participate in this beautiful unfolding of planetary consciousness. So brothers and sisters, we are called upon to be conscious in our thoughts, in our words, in our feelings, and in what we do, to know that we are contributing to the greater whole, and also to deny those things that we don't want to see happen. You will understand why the one you call Jesus in the Bible taught you that let the weak say, I am strong. Let the sick say, I am healthy. You will understand what it is meant, that we are always choosing consciously by that which we believe, because there is nothing that is beyond the power where we come from. And we can consciously choose what to follow, and let us be conscious and intentional co-creators. Thank you very much. I will see you in another session. May you be blessed.